So as you can see, I'm feeding hay suspiciously early, especially when you can see I have grass over here. There's tons of grass over there, and there's an epic ton of grass over here. Doug and I made a lot of extra hay this year, which is a good thing, and we're stockpiling some. But I made the decision to feed hay on this piece of the field for about 2 weeks, and then this piece of the field for 2 weeks before I go and do my final rotation on the cattle farm. And the reason behind that is relatively straightforward. Over here, that you can see is a new planting 2 years ago. It's planted the way I want it. It's thick, it's diverse, it's excellent. This here is an old hayfield that was starting to thin out in places, and so we're just going to be strategically feeding some first cutting hay for a couple reasons. One is it puts carbon down on the soil, and the other is that it will, first cutting hay tends to have a lot of seed in it, so I'm hoping to get some free growth and thickening out of it as we go along. So a couple updates. This is the final size of the herd. There's 32 animals in here. I have 2 more that are going to give birth here shortly. You can see my little first fall calf. So we'll be up to 34. And then Anne's milk cow is at home because she's about to give birth, and we're going to start milking over there. It's kind of a new adventure for us. Neither of us have done any kind of dairy, but luckily we have Doug kind of behind us as a 50-year dairyman to give us advice, even as we're just milking for home use, that kind of a thing. So it was a pretty good year for herd growth. We got all but 2 of our calves this year were heifers, so we're going to get to keep a lot of them. We sold 1 bull calf, might be selling the second one. And because we're going to then have a dearth of steers in 2 years, I bought a set of Red Angus steers and heifers for meat, basically. If any of the heifers really turn out lovely, we'll keep them. But otherwise, they're just going to be for eating in 2 years' time. You can see one's right over there. There's one walking towards us, and so on. Unfortunately, it looks like... and then I also bought 3... South Pole bred, or exposed cows, not bred, but exposed from Greg Judy down south. They're in there. They're awesome. Love them. Mixing right in with the herd. Unfortunately, something that I brought in pink eye, so I had to do battle with that, just topically spraying their eyes. A couple of these calves have a funky eye now. What can you do? But I nipped it in the bud, and we're all good now. So... this feels a little odd to me to be grazing early, but to be honest, it's a nice time to do it. I don't have piped water over here yet, so it's good to be doing this while it's still warm out. So then when it's truly winter time, we can go to where there's piped water and not have to worry about that problem of using like a water tanker or something like that. You can see the new growth, the new field we planted over here all the way to those horses, goes kind of down and then up, is tremendous. It's all 2 or 3 foot tall. We cut the oats off of it, and funnily enough, there's like a million, I don't know if maybe the way the harvest went or something, there's oats everywhere out there. So we're just going to kind of let that go, and once it shuts down for the winter, I'll put them out there to just kind of clean it up for next year, but I want everything to kind of go dormant before I do that. So that is the state of affairs for the cattle farm. The sheep are doing excellent. I'm down to 40 ewes. And I have about a dozen wethers out there. So trimming the flock down like that did a couple things. Is I only kept the best of the best for next year. So I really want it so that if people buy ewe lambs from me, they know it's the absolute best that can be managed and not my B- C+ stuff. I even had a couple ewes this year that I could have sold but decided not to because I didn't think they properly represented what I'm trying to do, and they're just going to go for meat. I kind of counted them in with the wethers. And then let's see, we can go look at the rams real quick. Hang on. Come on. Okay. Go for a ride. I'm just waiting for the water to finish up here at the corral. You can see him running into the corral right now. So these bales right here will get fed on that part over there. That's also part of this old hay field. As you can see, there's a few cows in there. Check the water here. Oh yeah, we're going. It's getting to be about that time of the year where Doug and I got to start putting equipment away. Like we got those wagons we got to probably settle in for the winter here soon. But you can see, shut this off. I have the brown guy, the main white guy in there are my two mature ones. That black one is a wether, but he was such a troublemaker. I took him out of my flock at home so he could be in this net, and that kind of settled him down. And then I had two little ram lambs that I was like looking at for myself after I sold rams, and this guy is looking good. He's gonna turn into wether too. So we're gonna go into the breeding season with the two big boys, and we're gonna be selling them next year, probably, or at least one of them. And then we're gonna keep that young guy in there too. And then these two will just go for freezer meat. But we have them in Doug's garden here. So Doug is gonna go through his garden, he told me today, and just pick out the last of what's left in there. And then we're gonna turn the rams in there to clean it up for him and fertilize it and get it ready for next year. So that is the state of affairs. All right.